And welcome back, Grillman's Garage. We're going to talk about the DJI Lito X1. Talk about minimalistic, okay? Is there the good, the bad, and the ugly about it? About a DJI product in such a small package? That's what we're going to talk about today. Let's get into it. So DJI just came out with the Lito X1. As I said, the most minimalistic packaging I've ever seen on a DJI product. It's not a bad thing. You're not paying for fluff, you're not paying for on-the-shelf gimmicks, etc., etc. You're just getting what you paid for. You're not getting cases, you're not getting extra lenses, you're not getting this, that, and the other, and batteries and all this kind of stuff. You're just getting a basic kit. And that's what I like. I just got the basic kit. I got the one battery, one craft, one controller, and that's it. But after that, you do need a case. We got this case. It's not a very expensive case, but they're all out there on AliExpress and on Amazon, $25, $30 Canadian. Away you go. It holds the craft, it holds the controller, it holds extra odds and ends that you want, etc., etc. That's all you need. Now the mesh up here, they're all the same. We have the drone here. Let's take the drone out. Okay. And with these, I like to stand them up like that. Okay. Notice I do have my sticker on here. Anybody know what that means? Leave a comment below. I might have something to send you in the mail. There you go. I like my stickers. I do like the drone. What I don't like about it, and I've had this problem with all of the mini drones, opening them up. Okay, now this one is better than the Mini 5 Pro, but this articulating arm thing, okay, I just can't stand it. Why can't you just go open and open? Why not? I mean, Femi, Hubsan, Ruko, Hollystone, Potensic, they all do that. Plunk, 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 away you go. This one, be careful. When you open it up, just be careful. You're not going to rip off a gimbal cover or entangle a prop. Don't like that. The gimbal covers, this one's not bad. The nightmare on Elm Street or wherever it is the Mini 5 Pro. That harness and strap and stuff, for me, I don't have the big one like the Mavic Pro 4 or whatever it is, but in the Mini series, the Mini 5 Pro, it's absolutely horrendous. You got to be sure this is in the right spot. You got to articulate out and bringing it back in. You got to put your finger up and make sure these and the twisting of the props to make them gimbal cover here, in and roll it forward, and it comes off. It comes off kind of. It's better, but I don't see. It's better, but it's not perfect. The best one they ever had, and still do, is the Avata 360. Blunk, blunk. Amazing. Love it. Okay? But this one, it's a little better, but it's not perfect. So that's one of the real negative things about it. It's got your 360 LiDAR, and it's got your obstacle avoidances and all that kind of stuff. Works really well. You can put it on bypass and all this kind of stuff. It'll go around things or it'll stop. Just like all the other ones that DJI have, like the Neo and the Neo 2 and the Avata 360 and the Mini 5 Pro, Mini 4 Pro, etc., etc., etc. They do a really good job of the obstacle avoidance. So this kit, which is basically the N3 controller, this and the battery, $379 US from the DJI store. I had a bunch of coupons. I paid just over $300, but I just got the basic kit, okay, because I didn't want anything else. I've got an RC2 controller, which brings up another thing, that my RC2 controller is still somewhere in limbo because they're trying to fix it, but they say there's nothing to fix, so they're going to send it back, but we know there's something wrong with it, but they're just, I don't know what, whatever. When it comes back, we'll have a big story on the RC2 drama. But we're talking about the N3 controller. Excuse me for a second. And we're back. Sorry about that. Had an itchy nose. But anyway, we have the N3 controller and this. It doesn't look like an N3 controller, does it? It looks like something out of Frankenstein's book. Yeah. Well, I designed a cradle for the N3 controller, and I stuck some ends on it, and I'm going to incorporate that into a design. And I'll throw this design up here just quickly to see what I'm talking about. Maybe I'll have those to give away, or maybe I'll sell them or something, I don't know. But I found the N3 controller just a little too tight, okay? But I love the N3 controller over the RC2 because I can use a tablet. I can use my AutoCube iPlay 70 Mini Pro and fly it with a bigger screen. It might not be as bright, but in here, it's beautiful. And I can use these little nubbies. See the little nubbies here? I've got them. And if I put this down here for now, we see that I've got a bunch of other ones in here too. So I've got a little nubby like that. You can zoom in on that one. Or a little nubby like this one. It's a little tall like the standard ones. Okay, I'll put little pictures up there. And on here I've got the tiny ones. And I really like that. Because when you're flying, and I found just this little bit of a 1/2-inch tube out here, just gives me the right distance, and I can, very comfortable. And if I want, I put my fingers under here, and I can just very nice, very nice. A lot better than the just a little too tight. Okay, so that's coming soon as well. But the N3 controller, I can use my phone, I can use my tablet. I don't get any interferences, I don't get any crashes, I don't get any insufficient resource bugs that come up, and I'll show you some pictures of things that I get on the RC2. Yeah, things like that. So that's coming. This holder is coming. But I really like the N3 controller. It does a fine job. It's got great range, you know, OcuSync 4, etc., etc. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, let's talk about the drone itself. Okay, it's a 1.3 camera, really good, 4K 60. Which is really good. Takes super pictures and super imagery if you dial it in correctly. Okay, now this is one of the, not the good, bad, and the ugly, but it's not so great. Okay, if you take a regular video, it's a little soft, and usually DJI is very sharp. They're over sharp 90% of the time. This one, it's softer. So some people have said, and some big channels have said, oh, you dial it down too. You take the sharpness right off and you take the noise right down to -2. Okay, well, I'm starting with a soft image anyway. Why am I going to make it softer? I tried that, didn't work for me. For me, what worked was putting the sharpness up 1 and putting the noise down 1. Okay, up 1 and down 1. And in the next video you're going to see that's what I did, and you'll see the differences. Okay, so that's it. The other thing that I'm not really happy with on this is some of the automated features. It's got focus track, which is amazing. You can do POI, you can do the person, you can do whatever. It does not have GPS follow. I don't know why. It does not have an orbit. It has a circle around an object that you have to pick, but it doesn't have a GPS coordinated orbit like any $20 Walmart drone does. You pick a spot on the planet, you back off, and you go around. It doesn't do that. You have to have a target. So if you had, let's say you had a moving body of ducks or something in a pond, and you wanted to go around them, you'd have to do it manually because you couldn't do circle. No. And you couldn't do POI. No. So that's just my beef. Okay. The big thing the big positive this is waypoints. It does a super job on waypoints, just as good as the Mini 5 Pro. And if you use a thing like Litchi Hub and Litchi Bridge, you can make them on your desktop and transport them over to here, no problem at all. With a few little glitches here and there, it may not transpose all the speeds and zooms you want to do, but that you can do very easily as you go across and check it out when it gets imported in there. I'm a big proponent of waypoints. I love them. I do tons and tons of them. They're great. I can just let it fly. I can watch it like a movie. I don't have to worry about flying. It's going to come back to me. That's why I like them. And I can do it over and over and over again, as I've done through the winter around here. And the next video, you're going to see we did a little bit different one with some zooming in and zooming out and moving up and moving down. And you can make a really good cinematic. You can really do a lot with it, and it really looks very cinematic and very good. The possibilities are endless. Okay, there we go. The Lito X1. Tons of things going for it, a few things not going for it, not great, etc., etc. But on the whole, a very, very nice package. It's got very nice features. The obstacle avoidance in such a small package is phenomenal. Then you have things like the Atom 3 that just came out. I don't like to bash other companies, but Atom 3, you've got the Potensic, Ruko, and Hollystone are the big three or four, right? Fimi is supposed to be coming out with a Mini 4, I heard. They're not out of the woods yet, but they've got no customer support. I mean, there you go. So we've got Hollystone that's coming out with something new. We've got Ruko that are still trying to develop things. We've got Potensic, who's right in the mix. There we go. So we've got Potensic coming out with the arms that fold right out normally, okay, with a 1.3 camera and the Atom 3. I doubt it's going to be up to this standard, and it doesn't have any obstacle avoidance, and it's $429 US. So let's go $379.29. That's $50. So it's $50 more for the Atom 3 than this single battery kit. Why would you buy the Atom 3? You can't get it in the States. It's not FCC approved in the States. Well, I'm sorry, US of A. You're not the only game in town, but if you can get them and the Border Patrol doesn't seize it, because they're supposed to be seizing everything from China that's related to drones. So even if you're trying to get Potensic Atom 3, you may not get it. They may hold it at the border. So who knows what's happening with the States? Is the consumer drone industry dead? I don't know. What's going to happen? Who knows? Every month it changes. One day it's one thing, one day it's another. I don't know. Right now, you can get them. There's ways of getting them if you want them. Can you fly them? Sure you can. They're not FCC certified. Well, if someone's going to come around and say, here's a ticket for not being certified and you're flying an uncertified craft, you've got a whole heap of hurting world coming after you, and that's the least of your worries. Anyway, enough of that. I don't want to get into that political, legal mumbo jumbo stuff. Anyway. The Lito X1. For the money, it's a really good buy. If you just want a travel drone going around, it's really, really good. If you can get it. I'm not just talking to the States, but if you can get it worldwide, globally, it's a really good drone. Canada, Mexico, Europe, Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand, the rest of the world. It's a really good buy if you get it, and it's very well priced for what it is. Obstacle avoidance, the battery has a huge range, a huge flight time as well, 30 minutes. There you go. And it is about a 30-minute flight time, so that's very reasonable. Enough of me yammering now, so the DJI Lito X1. One of the best that I've opened up this year, I'll have to say that. It flies right out of the box. No need to compass calibrate, no changing, nothing, okay? I have done the calibrations, but there was no need to. It flew perfectly even without them. I do have the exact same beef as I have with the Mini 5 Pro and this with Waypoint missions. It seems after it does a lengthy waypoint mission, it never comes back exactly to the home point. Sometimes it'll be off by a couple of feet, sometimes by a couple of meters, sometimes it'll be stuck up in a, not up in a tree, but it'll come up and get stuck with the obstacle avoidance and won't know where to go. Even though it takes off from here above a pizza box that's a red box and a white dot. I mean, you can't get any more contrasty than that. So I've told them before, I wouldn't say an issue, but there are some circumstances where your waypoint missions may interfere with the return to home geography. I don't know how else to put it. That's about it. Stay tuned for more on this contraption. I really like it. It's good. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I'll put a picture of it up again. That's what it might look like. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I don't know much about 3D CAD, and it's a real nightmare trying to figure it out. It's a whole other language to me, and I have someone that has a nice printer, and we're just going back and forth and trying to make things work, and we'll see what happens with it. But anyway, the DJI Lito X1. It's a thumbs up on this one. I think so. Till next time, take care. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the bell. Pick one up if you can. I think it's a good buy. Bye now.